is my review on Hot Tub Time Machine 2, the latest comedy from Steve Pink. He did direct the first film released in 2010, so now of course we have a sequel and a lot of good moments in this film, but unfortunately it's far from perfection, and we'll get to that a little bit later. How it starts pretty much with the guys in there. The guys are back, most of them, in their lavish lifestyle. Lou Dorchin, played by Rob Corddry, is, of course, he's a CEO of that big company. He runs a big company, Lunet. It used to be Lugo in the first one. Maybe Lugo is the mother company. I don't know. We're not sure. He runs this big company, and he has his own band also, Motley Lou. So that guy's a big ripoff already from the start. And we also have Nick Webber. Nick Webber is back as well. He used to be an independent musician. Now he's a well-known musician. He ripped off artists from the previous timeline, or the timeline that they've changed in the first movie. So he ripped off Lisa Loeb and probably other artists too as well. So what he does, he takes their melodies and he changed the lyrics. And yeah, that's what he does. Jacob is back too. That's Clark Duke, if I'm correct. So Craig Robinson for Nick Webber. Clark Duke is back also. Good guy. He's very likable as an actor. I like him a lot. I like his character too. The kind of nerdy guy, but he does speak his mind. So is yeah, kind of nerd geek, but he's not at the same time. So it's kind of in the middle. He's like the cool nerd. That's how I see him a little bit. So he's back in this film, and he's a rich kid too. He lives with Lulu, his dad, of course, and that was the revelation of the previous film. And yeah, unfortunately Adam is not. He's not back, and yeah, that's the missing part of the film. That he is the missing element in this film, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So how it starts pretty much, Lou decided to, he hosts a big party in his mansion, okay? He's got a big party, people are having fun, and right in the middle decides to give a speech about the life in general. And he does say kind of negative things, you know, not to care about others, live your life to the fullest. Very selfish things. Of course you have to live your life in the fullest, but he mentioned like pretty selfish things, like really don't care about others and do whatever you want. So that was his message. What happens then? Well, the light goes out, and a shooter appears, and he shoots him right in the genitals, right in the dick, pretty much. That's how they say it in the film. He gets shot, a lot of bleeding.
Yeah, I don't feel like anything bad's gonna happen. Dude, he's been shot in the dick. You don't have to touch it that hard.
My hand is acting as a tourniquet.
Oh, well, you work his dick, whatever.
He needs more time.
There's only one way to, that's what Jacob figures out. There's only one way to stop that guy from shooting him, and it's to go back in the past. So what they do, they put him up the stairs. Jacob pulls a switch. It has a squirrel shape.
Then we'll give him more time.
Holy shit.
Pulls a switch, and then behind a big painting of Lou and a tiger, okay, that he's kind of doing, okay, there's the Hot Tub Time Machine. So they go in there, and just before going there, they hammer themselves. They, you know, with drinks, alcohol, well, a lot of alcohol and drugs, okay, and that's a very funny part of the film. So that's what they do.
Once again.
We gotta stop the killer before he shoots Lou. We get blackout drunk, we wake up back in time. Don't mess with the winning formula, huh?
I am a rock hard trooper to the bone, a bone, a bone. Full grown, consider me stone. On and on, leave alone the grown. Get it straight in 88.
That's what they do before traveling back to time. Then they travel back to time. Instead of ending in the past, they end up 10 years later in the future. So that's how it starts pretty much. They do discover there's a coat near the Hot Tub Time Machine. They figured out it's Adam's coat, but it might not be, okay? So later on they'll meet someone else, and he'll be the new member of the crew pretty much, and that's Adam Jr., played by Adam Scott, you know, Adam's son. So that's what it is. Pretty much as a resume of this film. So what I think about it in general, what's my feeling of this film? Well, I have my notes I have to keep my notes. Of course, there are quite many laughs in this movie. Good times, especially in the club with Adam and the electric ladybug. That's a drug of the future. That's a drug of the future. Super high intensive drug.
What is that?
It's just like baby aspirin, except more of a super high intensity psychotropic drug trip.
That's how they call it. A very funny scene. Why he does that? That's because that's his last day as a man engaged, so an unmarried man. So he does it. Okay, he got convinced by the club owner to do that. Another scene is with Colette Well's character Kelly, Lou's wife and Jacob's mom. Okay, she has to extract liquids from Adam's testicles for some reason, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but that's a very funny scene as well. So that was a good moment. There were really good moments in that film. Another scene is at a game show with Christian Slater. Choose it and do's it. Nick and Lou are picked up in a game, and if they don't do what is suggested, they get electrocuted. So they get like really electricity shocks. And I'm not gonna tell you the rest, but that's a very funny part too. So a lot of strong funny moments in this film. Unfortunately, sometimes it derails. Sometimes it's too wild, not well thought. It's not as sharp as the first film, especially with the dialogue, the acting. Despite the guys are good, but it was sharper in the first film. So you have the dialogues, the acting, and let's not forget the first film was kind of new in its genre, and that's what I like about the first one. So I think as a sequel, they probably tried too hard. It's the same director, of course, the same writers too. So they wanted to go further, but that's unfortunate. Sometimes you try too much with the action or the comedy, and that's what you get. Same thing with the Transformers films too. So John Cusack was the balance of the film in general. So he was the balance. It was cool but serious at the same time, and he was in funny situations too. So he is the element missing in this film. And yeah, it did start well. The movie did start well, but it's really in the middle, or just before the middle, that we start having problems in the film. So I would give it a 6 out of 10. That's my final mark on this. It needed better sensitivity for humor and the storytelling as well, and the presentation of the gags. So maybe they wanted to go over the top, but sometimes, okay, it's good, but stay sharp. And it wasn't as sharp as the first film, but a lot of good moments. And if you want to watch it, go watch it, and have fun. Okay, there are still good jokes in this film. So take care, guys, and God bless. Okay.